Hello everyone, welcome to hands-on ICD-10 tutorial, session 3, Excludes1 versus Excludes2. In this session, we will learn the difference between Excludes1 and Excludes2. We will go through two examples for Excludes1 and also two examples for Excludes2. In the tabular listed section of ICD-10 CM codebook, you will see the code and also code description. Also, you will find a lot of instructional notations or instructional notes. We simply call it notes. There are 7 types of notes. It includes Excludes1, Excludes2, code first, use additional code, code also, and finally, 7th character note. Say we have two ICD-10 CM codes, code X and code Y. In the first scenario, if code X excludes one code Y, that means patient condition for X is not included or covered by code Y. You can only code either X or Y. In the second scenario, X excludes Y. That means patient condition for X is not included in or covered by code Y. This is the same as Excludes1 relationship. But for Excludes2, you can code both code X and code Y. Let's go through some code examples. Please open your codebook to follow along. This is the example for Excludes1. We have severe persistent asthma, J45.50, and it has Excludes1 note, wheezing, NOS, not otherwise specified, R06.2. And then for wheezing, R06.2, it also has Excludes1 note, asthma. So those two codes have mutually Excludes1 relation. Because it's Excludes1 relation, you can code either J45.50 or R06.2, but not both. So practically, if both asthma or wheezing are documented, we just code asthma. Because there's a general coding guideline, we code only underlying diagnosis instead of signs or symptoms. In this case, wheezing is the symptom for asthma, so we only code the asthma. Let's go through the codebook. So we can go to the tabular list section and then look for J45, should be here. J45, sorry, click launching. J45, expand J45.5, 50. This is the code, severe persistent asthma. The instructional notes is in asthma. Let's open that. There's Excludes1 relationship with wheezing, not otherwise specified. If we click R06.2, the code for wheezing, we can go to the tabular list for wheezing. Here under wheezing, it also has an Excludes1 relationship with asthma here. So that's the first example. Let's go to the second example for Excludes1. So in this case, the first code is K62.5, hemorrhage of anus and rectum. Under it has a Excludes1 note, neonatal rectal hemorrhage, P54.2. So because this code has Excludes1 with the neonatal rectal hemorrhage code. So we can only code either K62.5 or P54.2. That makes sense because the patient can either be neonatal or not neonatal. So we can just use one code. Let's go through the coding book. So again, you can go through the look for the code in the tabular list, but then this time we can try something different. We can search for the code directly. So it's K62.5. So hemorrhage of anus and rectum. So there's a sign here, book sign here. It will bring you, if you click that, it will bring you to the tabular list. Here under the code K62.5, it has Excludes1 note. So neonatal rectal hemorrhage, P54.2. So we can code only one of them. Next, we will see two examples for Excludes2. The first example is pain in right hand, code M79.641. And then the second code is pain in the right wrist, code is M25.531. So under the code for pain in the right hand, it has Excludes2, pain in joint. And then this is the code for pain in joint. And under pain in right wrist, it also has Excludes2 note, pain in the hand. So because they have those two codes has Excludes2 relationship, so we can code both M79.641 and M25.531. So this is the reason because a patient can have both pain in the right hand and also pain in the right wrist. Let's go to the code book. Again, just to be quick, let's go to the search page. So the code we're looking for is pain in right hand. So click this book sign, will go to the tabular list. So under the code itself, it doesn't have any instructional note. You have to go to the parent code here, click. So this has Excludes2, pain in a joint. So this Excludes2 notation actually applies to all the code under M79.6. So we can click this pain in a joint here. So we have pain in the wrist, right wrist. So the code is M25.531, and then this code doesn't have the Excludes1, Excludes2. So here, pain in the joint, it has Excludes pain in the hand. So in this case, you can code both of them because the relationship is Excludes2. So let's go to the final example for Excludes2. The first code is scarlet fever, A38.9. The second code is strep throat, J02.0. So for scarlet fever, it has Excludes2 strep throat code, and also for the strep throat code, it excludes the scarlet fever because those two codes has Excludes2 relationship. So you can code both A38.9 and J02.0. So let's go to the codebook again. Go to search A38.9 scarlet fever. Let's see the notes here. It doesn't have it. So we click the book sign to go to the tabular list section. Here, let's expand the scarlet fever here. It has Excludes2 relation with strep throat. So if we click the code for strep throat, here go to the still the tabular list. So under strep throat, we have Excludes2 scarlet fever. So in this case, because they have Excludes2 relation, you can code both strep throat and scarlet fever. So we finished all 4 examples. So make sure you go through your code book, look for those code in the example. Finally, I just want to tell you the trick to memorize this, because when you first try to learn Excludes1 and Excludes2, and you kind of forget which is which. So the for Excludes1, because there's 1 here, so we code only 1 code. And then for Excludes2 here, because there's a 2, we can code 2 codes. So that's the way how I memorize this. So hopefully this trick will help you to learn the difference between Excludes1 and Excludes2. This is the end of session 3. Thank you very much for watching.